Welcome to According to Karen B, and this week's vlog, which is going to be anxiety dreams in a nutshell. I feel like I need to show you this setup. Like, I've broken the stand of my ring light. So, yeah, John's just kind of taped it together and I've had to prop it up on the bed so that it stands up because otherwise it just keels over. I'm also going to take this opportunity to apologise because I have a cold and I don't sound like I've got a cold, do I? But my nose is running and all that. So I've got a supply of tissues and I've also got a drink, my faithful Diet Coke as always. So please bear with me. Firstly, what is an anxiety dream? It is a very unpleasant and vivid dream and is often more disturbing than an actual nightmare. Anxiety dreams are very common, so it doesn't matter if you have a mental illness or not. If you're particularly stressed or you've got a lot of things going on, you can get anxiety dreams. You may only get one or two while this thing in your life is happening, and then you don't get any more. Or obviously, if you do have a mental illness, you're likely to get them much more frequently. They cause feeling of unease and distress and apprehension when you wake up, but also you can often feel for quite a while whether that was actually real or not because they are really vivid. Sorry, I keep having coughing fits, so my voice is sounding like croaky and I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to cough, I better stop the video while I just choke. Something I found really interesting when researching this vlog is that anxiety dreams can be caused by childhood trauma as well as adults experiencing conflict. And this is very interesting because I used to have a reoccurring anxiety dream when I was a teenager over and over again, and that was when I was going through abuse and my childhood trauma. So I'm going to tell you about that because yeah, I just found that really interesting and see what you think of it. So when I was a teenager and I was going through all that stuff that caused my mental health problems, I was also experiencing these anxiety dreams. And it didn't matter where I actually was sleeping, the anxiety dream just changed and formed around the setting that I was in. So basically, I used to think that I'd woken up and I was lying in bed and I was facing the door. So I was like lying on my right side and I was like facing the door of my bedroom that was closed, and I thought I'd woken up and there was this man standing in the doorway dressed in black and that he was coming to hurt me, and I tried to scream but I couldn't get any sound out, and then I'd wake up screaming. Basically, I woke myself up trying to shout because I was trying my best to shout for help and scream and stuff like that and let people know, but no one could hear me because obviously I was asleep, and then eventually I'd wake up shouting. And one of these dreams that I had was actually when I was at my grandparents' house, and they lived up north in County Durham, and we used to share a room with my sister and both my parents. It was just one big room and we used to all sleep in there when we stayed over. And I had this anxiety dream. I was actually lying on my right side again, but he was at the door that my bedroom door that I was in, not my home bedroom door. So the room was exactly the same. I was lying in the same position, as I actually really was. And his mum's there. So I started screaming, or trying to scream, couldn't. And then I was really making this effort. And then there was this bit where I was sure the man was still there. I could hear the screaming because I was obviously doing that. And I could hear my mum and my sister going, Karen, 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 wake up, it's not real. And it's just so bizarre. I used to get that quite a lot when I was a teenager, which makes so much more sense now. I've researched this and seen that actually it can be a symptom of childhood trauma. And I think that probably is what was it. I haven't had the dream since I was a teenager, but it happened quite a lot at one point. More recent sort of anxiety dreams that I have had, and I haven't had them for quite some time, but was one that wasn't real. I'm so sorry. I think I'm okay. So one anxiety dream that I remember having was I woke up in the bedroom where I live now next to John and saw the Grim Reaper over John, and it was obviously like a hood and everything over the face, and he was leaning into John like he was going to touch him, and I literally I was staring at him like, can I really see that? And the Grim Reaper sort of turned to look at me, but obviously it's just like a hood and there's like no face, and I was like, no, like, you're not taking John, and it went away. And then I actually woke up for real. But in the dream I was lying again. It's on my right side, I've just noticed, like I never thought about that. On my right side facing John, he was asleep on his front facing away from me, and the Grim Reaper was above him. When I woke up, I was in exactly that position, in the exact room, and lying on my side. John was lying on his front and facing away from me. And it was that moment where you're like, was that real? I mean, logically it can't be real because, you know, obviously, but because it's an anxiety dream, and one of my fears is obviously John, you know, leaving or going away for whatever reason, whether that's his choice or because of something like that, like death and things. It's manifested in my dream, but they're so vivid. They literally scare the crap out of you. And you wake up and you're just like, I don't even know if that's real or not. Like, I generally don't. But logically, you're like, well, there can't possibly have been a Grim Reaper there. Like, it can't possibly have been. But obviously, you know, and there can't possibly have been a man there in my dream, you know, really there, because, you know, how did he get in and how did no one else know and like realise, and then obviously, you know, they disappeared again in thin air, and yeah, like logically in your head it doesn't make sense. But luckily, over recent years I haven't had anxiety dreams. I do get a lot of nightmares and dreams that I don't always remember them, but John often wakes me up and is like, you okay? I actually have so many nightmares now that I wake up when he wakes me up and say I'm sorry because I just I feel bad because the nightmare, I'm kind of used to nightmares really, and yeah, so luckily although I get the nightmares, I don't tend to get anxiety dreams, and they are very different. They're very vivid. Whereas a nightmare, even though they're distressing when you're in the nightmare and you wake up and be like, oh my god, you know it's a nightmare, and yeah, you recover from it. But anxiety dreams, it's not always that case. Can you stop having anxiety dreams? Yes and no, I guess. I think for some people you can they'll just stop because if you're worried about, I don't know, driving test, exams, moving house, getting married, or whatever it is that you're worried about, once that's happened and once that's passed, you'll probably find that the anxiety dreams just go and it's fine, and you may never have them again unless obviously you go through another thing that's really stressful. Antidepressants can help as well. Like I found, not this time, but the time before that I was on antidepressants, I was getting anxiety dreams before them, and then they stopped when I got on these antidepressants, and then I've been off them since, and I haven't had them basically since then. But that might just be a coincidence. Also, things like having caffeine before bed can cause anxiety dreams. I'm assuming alcohol, drugs as usual, they're usually a culprit to these things. They're not great for your mental health. They can obviously cause anxiety dreams. There are other things that you can try and do, such as meditation apps. I know that John uses meditation apps. He doesn't get anxiety dreams, but obviously to wind down from the day, he does meditation apps to calm him down, empty his mind. Another thing that I find useful is writing things down. I find quite often when I go to bed, my mind ends up full. It's like, because it's not doing anything and I'm not busy thinking about, oh, I'm doing this, I've got to go and take Molly for a walk, right, I need to go to work at this time, I need to do this, I need to do that. Because I'm not thinking that so much, other things come in to my head. And it's not, I don't mean like necessarily stressful things or traumatic things, I just mean stuff. Like, oh, I haven't phoned such and such, or I need to email that person, or oh, I've had a really good idea for a vlog or an Instagram TV or something. And I need to write it down, because then I worry about I'm going to forget it, because, you know, it's me, so why not worry about that? So I worry about forgetting about it, and it's in my head and I'm trying to like, you know, not forget it and things and thinking about it. So therefore I find writing it down helps me a lot. Empty it, it's there, I know I'm not going to forget it, I'll just do it in the morning, like I can't do anything about it right now, it's the middle of the night, and things like that. So that can help as well, and I do recommend that. Also for children, there's this thing called is it Worry Bear or something, and it has like, it's a cuddly toy and it has like a zip in the belly, and they can write their like worries, whatever it is, and you can write it multiple times obviously on there if you want to, more than once, and then you fold it up and you shove it in the belly and zip it up, and it's like gone. It like eats all your worries and things like that. I actually had one of them at one point and I found that really surprisingly therapeutic. But yeah, it's supposed to be for kids, and as I said, it can be anything. It, you know, it might seem quite little and stuff to adults, the things that they worry about, but it's a big thing in their world. And then writing it down and getting it out there, and obviously with their imagination as well, they're going to feel more like it's actually gone because the cuddly toy is sort of eating it. So yeah, that's good. And you can get them off Amazon and probably various other places, but I got mine off Amazon, so I know you can get it off there. It's called a worry eater. That's what it's called. I'll try and find it and put a link in the description box below. But anyway, that is it for this week's vlog. I hope you found it useful or interesting, or both preferably. And if you did, could you please like this video and subscribe to my channel as always, and I will see you again next week. Thank you for watching, and bye.